When you're working with various different kinds of publications in Publisher 2007, there's information that you may want repeated on those publications. For example, on a business card, you're going to have your name, you're going to have your business name perhaps, you're going to have the address, phone number, email, all kinds of information that shows up on a business card. Well, maybe that information should also show up somewhere on a flyer or somewhere in a brochure. Well, what you can do in Publisher, like you've always been able to, is to create information in the background that's stored and used whenever it's needed. Now, it used to be called personal information. It's now called business information, but it's really the same thing, except you've got more fields to choose from now. The other thing is you can create different sets of this information so that you can use it in different kinds of publications. But the idea here is that you do a little bit of work now to save yourself a lot of work down the road. So how do we set that up? Well, there's two ways. If you were to select a template, so let's go up to our File menu here and click New. And from this Getting Started screen, we'll go to Business Cards. We'll give it a click. We'll just choose this one here. Doesn't matter which one you select. And then look over here where it says Business Information. You can see that my option that's showing up here in the drop-down is Create New. If it's your first time using Publisher 2007, that's your only option. So that's one way to create your business information. Now another way is to actually go up to the Edit menu and come down to Business Information here. But you can't be in the middle of creating a publication when you do it that way. So what we're going to do is just come up here and we're going to close up our Getting Started. We'll go back to a new blank presentation here. And now when we click the Edit menu, look at the bottom, Business Information is selectable and we'll click on it there. So you can see Create New Business Information Set is the dialog box that shows up. And there's a number of fields to choose from. We're going to start up here with individual names. So whatever's there, you can highlight it. If there's nothing, great. Just type in your own name. The job position or title, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to type in author. Here's where you get to put in your organization name if you have such a thing. If you don't, you can just leave it blank. So hitting delete will take out what's there, but if you want to add something, you could as well. I'm going to just type in lynda.com. Next we have the address field, so you can see there's a number of lines to choose from. I'm going to just click and drag from the beginning to the end of all of those lines, and I'm going to type right over that. I'm going to type up a make-believe address here. So you can type in your own information. Hitting enter at the end of the line allows you to start a brand new line. And I'm in Canada, so I've got a postal code. You put in your own zip code there. Next we have lines for phone, fax, and email. And you can see we've got some sample numbers in there already. And I'm going to just leave that as is. Obviously you would go in and put in your own phone number, your own fax number, and you would highlight the email and put in your own email address there. If you've got a tagline, it goes here. So your business tagline here, I'm going to just highlight that and type over it. And I'm going to type in my own tagline. And here's the cool thing, you can also add a logo. So let's click the Add Logo button. And we're going to navigate now to our Lesson 1 folder of our exercise files. So we'll go to Documents. We'll go to Publisher here with a double click and double click the Lesson 1 folder. So if you're a premium subscriber or you've bought the CD, you're going to have access to all of these exercise files. If you haven't done that, no worries, just watch and you get to follow along by watching what we do here. I'm going to click on the cake logo here and I'm going to click Insert. And you can see it gets inserted here into the logo area. Anytime I want to change that or remove it, I can. The last thing that I need to do is give this business information set a name, and by default it's called Custom 1. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to call it ECP1. I'm going to change my organization name up here to Eat Cake Patisserie. There we go. Alright, all I have to do is hit the Save button now to save that business information set. So you can see now I've got a drop down. I've got ECP1 right here. It's the only option on that drop down. And there's the information set as it will appear in various publications. I can edit this at any time. I can delete it. And of course, if I want to create a new one, I can do that as well by clicking the New button. And I go through the same steps, filling in all of the various fields, and then naming this business set, this information set, something different than ECP1. I'm just going to click Close here. I want to show you how this works now. We're going to go up to File and New, and we're going to go to Business Cards again like we did before. I'm just going to change the font scheme. If yours doesn't say comic, don't worry about it. I'm going to go to something that's a little easier to read. I'm going to choose this one here, Color Band. I can see a thumbnail preview, and I can already tell that's my information. When I click Create, it creates my business card with my company name, my logo, there's my name and my title, address, phone, fax, and email. Depending on what publication type I choose, this information, if it belongs in that publication type, will appear automatically for me. Of course, I can make changes to this. I can edit it like I would, but I don't need to input it. I don't need to get the content in there every time I create a new publication that will use this information. So keep in mind you can create many different business information sets. It can contain personal information as well as your organization information, a logo as well, and it will save you tons of time down the road.